Likely. Tico.
What was the one?
Here's your go.
Maybe.
Maybe. Omar.
Chances, probability.
Chances and probability. Joseph.
Unlikely.
Unlikely. Aditi.
Possible.
Possible. Okay. Stephanie.
Probably.
Probably. Avesta. Impossible. Jaden.
Likely.
Likely. Sarama.
Equally likely.
Equally likely. Alright, hands down. If you didn't notice, there's a large number line on our front board. We have our 0 on this side, our half in the middle, and our 1. There are 2 other fractions that I can add to this to make it split evenly. What could I put in the middle of 0 and 1/2 to split it evenly? Adrian. 1/4. Will you kindly put 1/4 in the proper position? What is the other fraction I could put between 1/2 and 1 to split that evenly? Avesta. Between 1/2 and 1. 3/4. Put it in the right position. And some of the terms that we went over yesterday and today, if I have the word impossible, where do you think impossible would go on our number line? Supriya.
On a 0.
On a 0. Can you kindly put it up for me? What about certain? What does certain mean, and where do you think it would go? Jacob.
1.
1. And what does certain mean?
That it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
So certain.
What do we put in the middle? Remember the 50-50 chance we talked about with the coin toss? Sophia.
Equally likely.
Equally likely. And there are 2 more that we're going to put up. We're going to put up likely and unlikely. Stephanie, where do you think unlikely would go?
In between 0 and 1/4.
In between 0 and
Half.
0 and 1/2. And it's going to be kind of splitting the number line evenly, just like the fractions. William, where would likely go?
Likely
Where 3/4 is. Students? But it's okay. We can, we'll put this just so we stay consistent down here. So we have impossible, which means it's not going to happen. We have unlikely, which means what? Nana, what's unlikely mean?
It's like it's about impossible, like really near to impossible.
Okay, it's near impossible, but what, Starma?
It could happen.
It could happen. It's unlikely that it's going to happen, but it's not impossible that it would not happen. Then equally likely means what?
It might.
Adrian?
Like 50-50.
It's like a 50-50 chance, like our coin toss yesterday. What about likely? Jefferson?
It's possible to happen.
It's possible to happen, but it's not certain it's going to happen. And then certain we know is it's going to happen no matter what. So, on your desk, grab your little white piece of paper. You have a probability statement. And what we're going to do, I'm going to call you up table by table, and we're going to place our probability statement on our number line, right next to the position of the likelihood of that event happening. So, let's do one together really quick. I have my own probability statement. It says you will have homework.
But certain.
You think it's certain?
No, unlikely. Unlikely. It's likely. Unlikely. Because sometimes we don't get homework.
William makes a valid point. Sometimes we don't get homework.
So it's likely.
I'm going to put it under likely.
No, unlikely.
No, it's probably likely. Because most of the nights you do have homework, but sometimes you don't. You get lucky. So, I'm going to give you like a 10-second think time to think about where you think your statement would go on our number line. Hands are down. 10-second think time.
That's easy.
So, you, as I call you up by table, you are going to put your statement the position that corresponds with or goes along with your statement. So the likelihood of that event happening, where do you think it would go on our number line? Table 1, quietly and safely walk up, please. You guys can help each other if you want to. So you're putting it next to the position that corresponds with the likelihood of your event happening. Well, think about it. Do your best guess. All right, table 3. Head up. Where do you think your, hold on, oh, sorry.
I need another tape as well.
Where you think your event would go? Well, don't worry about that. Think about like the majority of kids in school. You can do it if that's what you think.
Don't do that.
Table 2. Where you think your statement would fit? The likeliness of your statement happening or not? Table 4. We'll go over it, and we'll just leave it there for now, and we'll go over it. You can put it next to it, Michelle, that's okay.
That's what she's saying.
Thank you, Joseph. All right, so let's go over these statements and see if there's any changes that we want to make. So, under 0 or impossible, we have, on your way to school, you will see a live dinosaur. Is that in the right spot?
Yeah.
Yes. We don't have dinosaurs anymore.
No,
All right. Excuse me. So, we have 1/4 or unlikely. We have, you will get a pony for your birthday.
That's actually no.
And it's not impossible, because you could get a pony. But it's not certain that it'll happen, and it's not likely. You will go to Disney World sometime.
Yeah, I've been there.
It's not impossible. It could happen.
Is it possible? I've been there.
You've been there?
I'm going.
Your teacher will let you have extra recess. I like that you put it under unlikely.
Yeah. That would
It's not impossible because you've had it before.
No.
But it's not likely.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we'll get to that. It will be sunny all winter.
No.
Is that impossible to be sunny all winter?
Global warming.
All winter?
It's possible.
It's not impossible.
It's not
3, 2, 1. It's not impossible. It's possible. What if we were living in Hawaii or somewhere? It could be sunny all winter.
But they don't have snow there.
But it's not impossible. It doesn't say anything about snow, it just says sun. So we're going to leave it under unlikely. All right. Under equally likely, we have, you will win the lottery.
Yeah. That's you can't. It's good. It's win or lose. That's
Well,
you
how could you argue it to keep it under equally
It's win or
likely?
lose. You win it or
Jesse?
lose it. Yeah.
You could argue it that way. Some people win, some people don't. Jaden.
I have another one because there's about 1 million people getting lottery tickets, and then there's one person. And if you think you're gonna get equally likely, that means there's only 2 people getting either lottery tickets.
Very true. So we could then move it to
Unlikely,
unlikely because it's not impossible, but it's not really certain. We can leave it under equally likely. I heard some good arguments, so we'll leave it. It will take you more than 1 hour to do your homework.
It's true.
Is it equally likely? Well, if we take ourselves, for example, is it going to take you tonight more than 1 hour to do your homework? So, do we want to move it?
No.
Do we want to keep it equally?
Because that's how much homework you get.
Okay.
Like SOL. I told you.
Alright. This one's interesting. You were born during the day. How do you know it's equally likely?
Because I was born during the day.
Because maybe your parents can tell you.
Okay, but how would you know? What are the options? You're either born during the day or night.
I was born at 11 o'clock.
4. So it's a 50-50 chance. You're either born during the day or you're born at night. So that's going to be equally likely. You throw a 4 on a dice. How many 4s are on one dice?
1.
So that's out of 1 out of 6.
So it's 1 out of 6.
Unlikely.
That's okay. That's okay. So it's not going to be equally likely because it's 1 out of 6. So is it impossible to throw a 4?
Unlikely.
So it's unlikely. Our odds are unlikely of throwing a 4. You will get tails when you flip a coin. That is correct. You will eat eggs for breakfast.
No.
Unlikely.
Is that equally likely?
Recommended breakfast.
Okay, Tico makes a good point. Table 1. Table 1. Tico makes a good point. Go ahead.
It's kind of in the United States. It's kind of recommended breakfast because they have like carbs.
Okay, so it's kind of a recommended breakfast food, and it's a pretty common breakfast food, isn't it? Oh, that's it.
Well, actually, there's lots of other kinds of breakfast. So
There are lots of other kinds. So do we need to move it from equally likely?
No. Maybe like unlikely. Yeah, unlikely. No, I eat it every day. Unlikely.
Cereal or eggs.
Or hash browns.
We'll for that next.
Eggs on them, yeah.
Alright, the moon will come out tonight. Jesse. The moon will come out tonight. Naman, thank you for raising your hand.
I don't think it's equally likely because it's equally likely. Because there's more than 2 phases of the moon.
Okay, well it's not asking about the phases, it's just saying the moon's going to come out tonight.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, so Adrian says,
It's certain except for the new one.
okay, so it's certain,
So maybe
likely?
Yeah, likely. 100% no, Miss Teske, I can have my argument.
So we'll put this in the middle of certain and likely because you're arguing the new moon. Alright, I'll take it. Have a seat. Let's move on to likely. We'll have homework tonight is likely.
Yes.
There will be outdoor recess today.
no.
Yeah.
That's very likely.
It just happened already.
It just happened, so it's likely. We could move it to certain because it did happen, but it's likely. Your school has a principal.
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes the principal.
Jaden, please say. Sophia, what is your argument?
I would think it would go in the middle of likely and certain.
Okay. Is there a school that does not have a principal?
Yes, like private schools.
No, just a regular school, just like ours.
Kinder Care. That's mine. I want to argue.
Oh, I love Kinder Care.
Kinder
No, I
Care.
hate
Kinder
Kinder Care.
Okay,
I read it.
not talking about kindergarten, just regular school. Every school has a principal.
It's
So
like preschool.
we're gonna put it under
This is my argument. That's my card.
under certain. Jaden, what's your argument?
My argument is, you remember sometimes when there's a principal, but then sometimes they resign and like then for a moment the
Okay, but that's
for a moment. That's not for eternity.
it's not a very common thing. So for the most part,
It's not certain.
for the most part, excuse me, for the most part, they have a principal. All right, you will have summer vacation.
Yes, it's true. Like unless you have no matter if you go to summer camp, it's the worst place ever.
2, 1. You will go to bed before 9 o'clock tonight.
I say impossible.
Why is it like that?
Sometimes I bet like 12 at night.
3, 2, 1, 0. William.
It's likely because sometimes you can go to bed at like 12 o'clock at night. That's what I do.
Okay, so I'll leave it under likely. And our last one is you will see a friend this weekend. That's pretty likely. You might run into somebody you know.
Equally likely.
Oh, I will get that one. You will have a spelling test on Friday.
That is certain. Wait, sometimes you don't have it.
This Friday is certain for a spelling test. Alright, our certains are, you will use the phone today? It's not certain.
It's like
My mom uses it every
I
day.
would move it over to likely.
In the middle.
In the middle here?
Yeah. So some people make a hard subject.
You will turn a year older this year.
That is
certain.
leap year.
And then we have
Yeah,
a
leap year.
Alright.
Leap year.
Voices. So, I'm going to give you a sheet that looks very similar to the number line we have on the board. You're going to get a few different probability statements that you're going to put on your sheet. So, you're going to have your sheet horizontal in front of you. You're going to take your probability statements and place them vertically, Jesse. And you're going to make them all fit. So you're going to do exactly what we did up here together on your sheet. I don't want you to glue them yet. I want you to place them, and then you're going to chat with your